Repechage 1 of the women's coxless pairs underway. Great Britain top of the picture in lane 1. A big race for the British crew today. They're alongside USA in 2 and Canada in 3. Canada, the reigning world champions. USA, the Olympic silver medalist from Atlanta in 1996. Currently, Great Britain up on about 44 strokes per minute. Canada on 45 strokes per minute. 2 to go through to the final on Saturday. So it really is a sudden death here today, Dan.
Yeah, this has been a very, very difficult year for the British pair. They've changed coaches 2 or 3 times, and from that great high 2 years ago when they won the silver medal, it's really been a bit downhill. They qualified in 5th last year at the World Championships, and quite honestly, it's been very, very difficult for them. But they are doing very well here in these opening few moments of this race. They're up against top-class competition, but they are actually up there with the United States and Canada.
We're through 300 meters now. The first timing point coming up on the 500. At the 500-meter comparable heats, Great Britain were 4th out of these 4 crews, albeit a 2nd behind Canada, who were 1st with 147. So they've really got to raise their game. It's a race now for their survival in this Olympic competition. We're looking there at the world champions, who were surprisingly beaten in the heat, in the opening heat, by South Africa and Canada and Australia. So at the moment, Great Britain on about 36 strokes per minute, and they're coming off the pace. USA leading by a foot. That's the American boat there. Missy Ryan in the bow seat, Karen Kraft in the stroke seat, looking there at the Canadians as well. So we're through the first timing point, 500 meters gone. USA first, Canada second. Great Britain still in the hunt there. A big race today for the British crew up there in lane number 1. A 3rd at the 500-meter mark. And the race really is, they've got to forget about the Ukrainians. They've got to chase hard, USA and Canada. At the moment, the American boat down in lane 2 having the better of the world champions.
Yes, they're moving very well. They've only got back together again quite recently, the American pair. They just decided they could beat the front-running pair from last year in the United States, and they decided to get back together and do this. And they have really come on really month by month, and they are now matching the world champions stroke for stroke. World champions have been very, very, had a very successful 2 or 3 years. They've been on top of the game for the last 3 years. Emma Robertson had to have an operation for to have a cancerous tumour removed last winter, but here she is now. She's on good form. There they are, stroke for stroke with the United States.
Now, unfortunately, these 2 boats, USA, Canada, opening up clear water. USA on 36. They still maintain a high rate. The race is still on, obviously, for the lanes in the final. And we're just looking there at 34.5 for Canada, so 2 pips below the Americans. The race there out front for the top lanes in the final. And back then to Great Britain and Ukraine closest to us. The British crew on 35.5, but Ukraine in 3rd place. I'm looking there now, our first close-up of the British crew. It's looking a little bit short there, Dan.
It's a bit ragged, isn't it? It's a bit ragged. It doesn't seem at all cohesive. It doesn't look like the crew that won that silver medal.
Through the halfway mark in the first repechage of the women's coxless pairs. Great Britain are in lane 1, but they're well down. They're 4th at the moment. Canada, that timing caption is wrong. It is USA and Canada out front. Canada just leading on the halfway mark. And it's between USA and Canada out front. And unfortunately now we go right back. Great Britain in 4th place. The caption there was wrong. Great Britain are in 4th, and they are well down. 2 go through from this race of 4. And at the moment, it's not looking like Great Britain are going to qualify for the final later this week on Saturday. Out front, USA, Canada.
Yes, Canada have slipped a little bit off their last year's pace. You would have expected them to be right up in front here, but at Lucerne 6 weeks ago, they were 3rd, and it was a disappointing performance for them. But the United States at the moment really pulling back to their forms from 4 years ago. It's a very, very good performance for them here in this repechage.
We've already got 2 crews through to the final. South Africa, Romania through to the final. But wouldn't it be a dream for the Americans, silver medalists last year, to get back this year for in '96? They get back for this Olympic Games to go one better to gold. What a fantastic result that would be.
Well, they're certainly in the hunt there. South Africa was a very surprising qualifier yesterday, and it's here again. Canada being pushed back into second place. They don't really seem to be on the sort of form they have been. Here, very confident performance from a very aggressive Missy Ryan and Karen Kraft.
We've got fantastic conditions here again on day 3 of the Olympic regatta at Penrith Lakes. Flat water, just a cool breeze, and it's just looking perfect now. But out front, USA 36.5 strokes, really racing it on hard, and number 3 Canada. We're into the final quarter now, the final 500 meters of this first repechage of the women's coxless pairs, and the race has really been between USA in lane 2 and Canada in lane 3. Great Britain are in this race, Great Britain are in lane 1, but unfortunately they're about 4 or 5 lengths out the back. 2 to qualify for the final, and unfortunately it will not be Great Britain's day, Dan.
It's not pretty rowing really from the Americans, it's very aggressive though. Much better technique from Canada, better drilled, but they're just not being able to put that power through where it really matters. United States, an aggressive attacking race from the start, moving their boat just that bit more effectively. About a length up now as they're coming into the last 250 meters.
So USA out to a length, they just stretched it out in the last 200 meters there, heading up to 250, 200 to go. A nice shot there of the flat water, the good conditions here at Lake Penrith. The smooth technique from the Olympic silver medalist from Atlanta 4 years ago, looking to go one better this time. But this is the repechage. This is for the remaining qualification slots for the final. South Africa and Romania already qualified. USA looking good, looking strong. About 175 meters to go. It's between USA and Canada. Canada just to the left of the picture. They'll take the second qualification spot. Great Britain in lane 1, right out the back, currently in 4th place. They're well beaten by the Ukraine crew in lane 4, and they are not going to touch America in lane 2. 50 meters remain. They're coming up to the line. The crowd are just urging these girls home. USA first. It would be first qualification spot for America. Canada in lane 3. The world champions, again though, not showing the form of latter years. They'll take the second place. They're through to the final. And Ukraine will take the 3rd place. That's the end of their Olympic regatta, as to the British girls.
Well, very disappointing there from the British pair, but it hasn't been right all year, and